Now's the time to share your legacy. Don't wait until after you die. Do it now before. Make your contribution now to the world while you're still here.
So I just published my first podcast episode and I would have not been able to do it without Laurie. I have paid actually huge prices to do something like this and I never followed through because I didn't have Laurie or someone like her, mostly Laurie, believing in me and just giving me that next step. And it's all in her course. I mean, every step is there. Everything that you ever wanted to know about podcasting is there. Even your mindset, what to say, what not to say, what to use, what microphone to use. I mean, she has everything in there. And if you are thinking like I was, that I have a huge story to share with people who are going through what I went through, you know, in my life. And if I would have had someone helping me through a podcast or something like that, I think the outcome would have been different. But I am who I am because of the way I was, you know, in my life. But if you're thinking whether it's, you know, raising kids, being a military wife, being a single mom, being a married wife in this day and age where most people are getting divorced, I mean, you just never know what you're going to be able to tell somebody to help them where they're at. So definitely check out Laurie's course. It's amazing.
Has your life, your dreams been interrupted? Good news. It is possible to reinvent our lives. People are doing it every day, and some are brave enough to share the struggles, disappointments, and challenges. If you are looking for a new beginning, a do-over, or to rediscover your passion, maybe even find a new one, then grab a cup of coffee and let's talk. Interrupted, Act 2, Reinventing Your Legacy, with your host, Coach Laurie.
Patrice Tabor, her coaching practice is Enjoy Strength-Based Coaching, which I love strength-based anything. Patrice Tabor, welcome.
Thank you. Wonderful to be here.
I'm so excited to talk to you about this because I think coaching kind of goes, the implication is maybe strengths, but I love that you put it in there because what I am seeing with women our age is sometimes their strengths are so much a part of who they are, they don't even realize like they have these amazing strengths.
That's very true. Yeah, we often call it hidden strengths or strengths that you're not aware of, that you've been using all your life, but has never really been part of your consciousness. So we call it hidden strengths as well.
Tell us about your coaching program and what you do and what you love about it.
Well, actually, it all started when I retired. I retired a couple years ago from healthcare. And at that time, I was quite anxious about retiring because I didn't really know what was going to be next. I didn't know who I was going to be in retirement. So what I did is I started a meetup for retirees just to kind of find out what other people are doing and to share our experience and our ideas. So that's really where it got started, is that I'm passionate about helping retirees to find purpose in retirement and to create a retirement that they love.
I love that because I think that's when a lot of people, retirement or like surgery rate late in life where they kind of go, oh, I think I'm done. I think I missed it. And you're all about, no, let's look at what's next.
Yeah, often people think that when they retire that that's it. You know, then the next step is death. But it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, it's really, they call it the next chapter or the third act.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opportunity to recreate yourself and create a life that you enjoy.
And you did that by example, by becoming a coach.
I did, yes. Well, I had actually been a coach even before I retired, but I was working full time, so I didn't really have chance to devote to a coaching practice. But now that I'm retired, I do have that time.
What I wonder is, what have been some of the surprises that you've noticed since you've been working with the retired population?
Well, it's so different for each individual. There is no one recipe for retirement. Everybody is different. Some just like to kick back and go with the flow, where others like more of a plan and a focus. So it really depends on the individual. Everybody is so different. And some have been honest to say, well, I failed retirement, that they actually went back to work because they didn't really know what to do with themselves. Really a whole new life stage. And it takes, I think, some reflection, some thought, and then also being able to share with others what they're doing really makes a difference.
Yeah, when you were in that meetup group, is that what really spurred it on? You thought you saw that, oh, people really are looking and needing support in this?
Yeah, as I'm getting to know different retirees, I'm realizing how some really struggle, that they really don't know what to do with themselves, or they don't feel happy. Everyone always thinks, well, when you retire, you're going to be so happy, you won't have work. But really, a lot of people, or some that I have met, have not been happy and have felt really lonely or frustrated or lost. These meetups have been really helpful to bring people together and to offer support to one another.
I love it. One of the statistics I heard, and this was a couple years ago, that if somebody was in like a corporate job, once they retired, they wouldn't want to go do volunteer work. But if they were in like a volunteer service industry, once they retired, they wanted to kind of do the opposite, just like mindless volunteering or whatever. Is that something you've heard or seen?
Yeah, that sounds very true. Sometimes people do the opposite of what they've done in their career. I had one lady that was participating who had been a caregiver for her mother who had cancer and had walked, with her mother through that whole journey. And she didn't want anything to do with volunteering because she was burned out having been that caretaker for so long. So it's so individualized where people are and what they gravitate towards.
And what I love about that is it would be easy to say, I know when my sister was going to retire, we swim every day. We'd be in the hot tub and it was like getting close, and people were like, oh, you need to have a plan. And I'd be like, you don't have to worry about her. She knows what she's going to do. But people like often give unsolicited advice. And what I love that you're a coach is that coaches, I'm also a coach, we listen and we
Hmm.
don't judge and we really reflect back what they're saying. And that's often when people go, oh yeah, I don't want to volunteer because I'm tired of this. Or, oh yeah, I have been thinking about volunteering and maybe that's the next step. So it's very
Yeah.
individualized.
Yeah, I know people are really wanting to share advice and what they've done, but you're absolutely right. As a coach, our job is really to listen, reflect back, and then ask those powerful questions, like what is it that you want, to really have them do some soul searching.
What have you seen as your biggest challenge?
One thing about meetups is that most of them are free, people kind of pop in and out. And I've launched a group coaching series on Meetup, but I've been having a hard time getting people to commit to it. That maybe it's the Meetup platform that doesn't, necessarily people don't want to sign up for a series of 6 sessions and that kind of thing. So I found that to be challenging to launch a group coaching program. That would be something that I would like to do in the future, is that group coaching is a way that you can set goals for yourself, but then you can be accountable to a group and you can also get support from a group. So I think the format is ideal for retirement.
Yeah. So is it like an in-person kind of workshop or is it an online workshop?
It's online right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah, it's online using the Meetup platform.
Because you know what comes to mind for me, and maybe this is a bad idea because sometimes people, I've heard two ideas of thought on this is like the senior center because a lot of people say my parents will never go there, and then other people are like, man, I go, I get to ride the bus, I get to go to the casino, I get free food. So I don't
Yeah.
know if that like if that's an option or those people are already up and doing things.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, the senior centers, they're already on their way
Yeah.
because
Well, and
they have that support. Hmm.
yeah, and with COVID, we all got good at Zoom. People who said I'll never do Zoom or any of those video things, suddenly
Hmm.
they're like talking with their grandkids. Oh, I love those Subway
Hmm.
cups. Is that the one with all the arrows on it on the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I call it my traffic cup.
Yeah.
So I love that idea of a workshop, people who are just thinking about what's next. I mean, I have a lot of friends that they know I'm a coach, but they don't want to coach with me. I'm their friend, that they would
Hmm.
have a place to go and make those connections. Hopefully that'll work out for you and that people will be interested. How many people would
Hmm.
you need to fill it up?
An ideal number, of course, would be 5 or 6 would be nice, but you can
Mhm.
even do it with a smaller group. Like 3 people would be probably the minimum, I would
Mhm.
think. I also teach a workshop called How to Retire with Purpose,
Oh.
and I'm offering that at the community college, local community college, and that is a 2 session workshop. Right now it's online, but maybe in the future we'll do it in person. I really don't focus on the financial aspects of retirement. I'm focusing more on purpose and finding activities and things to do, building community.
Do you think sometimes people of older age feel like they've already served their purpose? Like, I missed it. I know a lot of women I work with say that. I missed it. What would you say to that?
Yeah, it's so much of a mindset. They think that while raising their family, that was their purpose. But they have so much to offer, and it's just a matter of really focusing on what brings them joy and what are they passionate about, and how can they share that with others to identify we all have a purpose up until death, right? We have a purpose in life. So it's just a matter of finding what that is.
Yeah, and discovery is can be really fun. And a lot of times when I would coach people who are unemployed, I'd say, "What if you go volunteer?" "Oh, I can't volunteer. I'm looking for a job full time." But then they go volunteer somewhere, they find a skill they never knew they had, and
Hmm.
then sometimes that volunteer organization ends up hiring them, or it's the discovery process of what can I look at, what really makes me happy or light up.
Yeah, first identifying what your passion is, what you enjoy doing and what lights you up. And then when you offer those skills to others, that's what really gives you purpose.
And
Yeah.
our purpose is our legacy. And I'm all about leaving a legacy because whether we do it YouTube, podcast, or if we just open our phone and do a video and tell a little story about our childhood, push record, push stop, leave it in our phone, our
Hmm.
wisdom, maybe the people in our life don't really want to hear it right now, but
Hmm.
when we're gone, they'll thank us because they do want to know.
Hmm.
Our legacy is more than money. Like you said, I'll leave the finances. It's what we've done, it's what we know, it's our experience, it's our wisdom, it's our insights to things.
Yeah, I often believe that the legacy should begin now. Now's the time to share your legacy. Don't wait until after you die. Do it now before. Make your contribution now to the world while you're still here.
So when you were retiring and thinking about your next, was it kind of inevitable you were going into coaching, or were you looking around to see how did you come into this?
Yeah, well, I had been certified as a coach, boy, way back in 2009, I believe. Throughout my career, I was kind of doing coaching a little bit on the side. So I knew that when I retired that I would have more time to devote to coaching. So I've kind of been working up to this for some time. Now that, I'm fully retired, I can devote more of my time to it.
What would you say are the first steps of discovering your next or your purpose in Act Two after retirement?
Yeah. I usually recommend starting with a self-assessment to look inside. What are my strengths? Where do I get my energy? And what is my passion? What is important to me? Really doing that self-reflection is so important even before thinking about what your next step is.
Hi, I'm Laurie Hardy, and I help business owners go from frustration to ease when it comes to podcasting. If you're looking to boost your credibility and grow your business but feel overwhelmed by the process, I've got you covered. With over 30 years of experience in top radio markets, I know how to make your voice heard. My 7-day Podcast Pro program helps you move from scattered and unsure to confidently launching and maintaining a podcast that connects with your audience, builds your legacy. It's done with ease and minimal time. Plus, I'll share insider tips to help you rank in the top 5%.
What is important to me, really doing that self-reflection is so important even before thinking about what your next step is. I
love that. I was just speaking with a lady who wrote a book about divorce. It's like devotionals for people going through divorce. And we were talking about how one of the big questions is like, who am I now? And I feel like that comes about in retirement or with the loss of a spouse is like, who am I now? And I always say, get a coach because
Mm-hmm.
walking through it with someone who can reflect back to us. It's
Mm-hmm.
not always easy to see. One of my friends, Jeannie Trask, says it's not easy to see the label outside of our jar. But you
Mm-hmm.
get a coach can look at that and help you reflect and help you not only discover, but then find the courage to take the steps.
That's right. And so much of our identity we tend to associate with what we did, what our career was, or if we raised a family or teach, whatever our focus was. But really in retirement, you're looking at it kind of through a different lens. It's more about what's important to me and how do I want to be. So it's a whole, I'm almost turning it upside down as to how to identify who we are in retirement.
Yeah. I think of the empty nest. That is quite an interruption. And when a person has been full on mom and then the kids are gone. Now I still worked and I mean I felt like I was a good mom, but I wasn't home waiting for them when they got out of school. But all of a sudden my life was different. And I think that when our life changes like that, like with empty nest, divorce, retirement, that if we do keep our sights open, to the next could be, I don't know, even better or could be beautiful. Um,
Hmm.
what is that mindset shift to get there?
Yeah, because sometimes what we did in life, even our jobs, may not necessarily be what we really wanted. We chose that particular career because of the money, or maybe we didn't have a lot of choices at that time. Or with our families, now the families are grown, the children are gone. It's more about me and
Yeah.
not and not them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different way of looking at it.
I remember the first time after my kids were gone, I went to Costco and I came home with all these groceries and I'm like, well, how am I going to, change this way of thinking, cooking for one and laundry for one. And it was a mindset shift. And I had to be so intentional about it. I didn't just go shop like I always knew what I needed. I actually had to start making a list of what worked for me. Like
Hmm.
it doesn't just shift, but I had to begin intentionally to change that mindset so that I
Hmm.
could be successfully alone.
Hmm. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, it's a whole different way of being and being in the world and taking care of yourself.
Well, this has been so great, and I know there's somebody that wants to work with you. If somebody wants to go to one of your workshops or work with you, what's the best way to reach you?
They can reach me through the website that I posted there. The Enjoy Strength Space Coaching.org is my website. And also just to participate in the meetup because there's no charge. You can just drop in and you can check it out. The meetup is called Too Young to Retire, and we meet once a month, usually on a Tuesday or Wednesday of the month. And the group coaching is another opportunity. You can dive in a little bit deeper and get into the group coaching. And that one's called What's Next in Retirement.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love the idea of a group and support and everybody sharing what they're going through because
Hmm.
it can feel kind of lonely. We know other people are going through it, but we think, oh, they look like they've got it all figured out. I think at heart, a lot of us don't.
Yeah, you get some great ideas from other people. And it's
Mm.
also inspirational. It's like, wow, that person is going to travel around the world, or, they're going to move to France.
Right?
You get all sorts of interesting ideas that's really expansive.
And we get to cheer each other on.
That's true. Yeah, you get the support as well. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, all right, you can do this.
Yes, I love it. Well, this has been so wonderful, Patrice. And what I'm wondering is before we go, what is it you really want us to know?
We all reach a point in our life where we might feel lost. We might be stuck. We don't really know what to do next, and we don't even know who we are. So it's an opportunity to reflect and hire a coach or participate in these meetups to get yourself moving again and to create the life that you love.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Laurie. I really appreciated being on your podcast, and it's been a real joy.
If you love this podcast, here's a big ask. Will you share with your friends and family, subscribe, give us a review, and a 5-star rating so that others looking to reinvent their lives will be able to get the help they're looking for? Thank you in advance.